This is an Ibanez or Ibanez gem. It's an RG gem, whatever the hell that means. It's an original edge vie with a monkey grip handle and a lion's claw trim. But it makes me sad because it's in lousy condition, really poor condition, and somebody in their wisdom has decided to either paint it or put lacquer over it, and it's in terrible state. We've also put rubber things there, I'm not sure why. It's very, very dirty, and also the action's very poor. Strings are rotten, really rotten, but looking at it, that should have the Ibanez logo, big letters going across it, and generally these sell for about £1,500. You can get them for £400 or £500, but in better condition than this. So I just hope that it's all working. It's in lousy condition. Really, look at the state of that there. Somebody decided that... Anyway, stop bitching, Austin. Let's get on with it and see what we can do. With all their fussing and fighting and whatever they did there, they still forgot to take the plastic off the tuning heads. So we'll get this cleaned up and see what we can do with it all and see if it's playable. I'm pretty sure it is. It's all there. The problem is it's all there and it's a bloody mess. From a distance, you know, if you're on the other side of Belfast Lough looking at it, it looks gorgeous. And I like that monkey handle carrying grip. But let's see where we are. There's an awful lot wrong with it. Okay, let's get down to this and get it apart and see what we've got. We'll check the neck first and see where you are. Don't like the look of the neck, but that just might be because of my prejudice. Yes, you could get 3 buses underneath there, so it's been very badly set up. I don't think there's anything I can demonstrate to you to show you the... Yes, there's at least 20 thou underneath there, which is still bad. So that neck is... So pray for the truss rod. Make sure the truss rod works. And I'm going to just cut the strings and get on with it. So, alright, okay, we'll come back to you. We're going to have to drill you out, little bastard. Right, so we'll come back to you, we'll take off all these things which are falling off anyway. See what we've got behind the magic electric boxes up there. So what's behind there? We'll see. That's going to need some WD-40, I'm pretty sure. Everything's there. Everything's okay with it. And I don't see anything that's what I would call terribly badly broken except for the bodywork. So I'm going to stick this. Might even stick that in a electromagnetic thing. What do you call it? The cleaner? I can't remember. So what was the idea of the little rubber pads? Oh right, the things, all the things are bent forward, badly bent forward, and it's cracked in there. Let me just show you if I can. I don't know if you can see down on the inside there. Crack there. So those have been pushed badly further forward. So I'll take them out to see if I can do anything with them. But that has pushed the whole thing forward. So that's the most serious damage so far. So we'll see what else we have, if anything. I'll work on that. Let's have a look at the inside now. Come on. There's nothing much there. They have worked on the electrics. Look at that there. There's a mountain. There's a mountain on that. Well, and that's been rejoined. Right, so let's cut them off here. And here. And that's going to have to be rewired again. It's going to have to constantly be rewired. This has even been messed about. Look, rusting. So I'm going to have to rewire that. Hopefully the pick. I should have tested the pickup, shouldn't I? Shouldn't I? Why didn't you tell me? Right. Okay. So. And then there's a mess here too. Should have tested the pickup. Why didn't I test the pickups? Now it's going to be a surprise until the end. Right, okay. I would actually say it's a bad design of the guitar to have that so close to such a weak piece of wood, you know, because that's a problem with the manufacturing design. Although somebody may have tightened the strings up too much, but that's what you tend to do sometimes whenever you want to change the tuning. So, bad design. I won't be shouting at the person who painted this guitar because of that. The cure for it, it's not going to be a little bit of glue. I think I'm going to have to put bits of wood in there and re-drill it. This one's got solid wood behind it, so it doesn't have the problem. It does have a problem there. Right. Well, okay, right. We looked at that, we looked at that. We're going to take them right off. Well, I don't see any reason to take them right off, so just leave them on. Right, okay, so, right, okay. Now, the last thing we'll do is just take off those. I wasn't expecting, well, I suppose I was expecting to have to strip it right down. So, stop your gurning, Austin. I'd love to see what's beneath there. If that logo is still beneath it, it'd be wonderful. I can't see it though. No, that's not coming. No, that's not coming. It's going to be drilled out. So I'm going to just do a little test on the back here. A little bit of acetone, just to see what happens when you take a bit of the paint away. Acetone. But it does clean it. It cleans it nicely. Whether that's taking it off is hard to tell. It's not taking off the spray paint. It's taking off the dirt that's embedded in the spray paint. Okay. So this is the thing that's okay, so we're going to start down. We're going to get that off. I've no electricity, so this is the best I can do through the daylight. But I'm going to clean up this patch and take off the lacquer that's on there just to show you the difference. So come back to you. There you go. That's just the difference with acetone taking off that lacquer. And I think it should make it. It's not taking it back down to the original because it's been completely sprayed, but it's going to clean it up nicely. Right, don't shout at me. What I actually had to do, I couldn't drill it out. I had to lift that up and bend it off, and it popped through it. And then I used a pair of pliers to undo the screw. But I had no electricity. The electricity had gone off, so I did that, and then, well, with daylight, but there's nothing worth filming. So now I am up here, and I've been cleaning this body because with no electricity there was not much I could really do. So you'll see on the other camera I did take some before and after pictures of how bad the gloss was on it. Somebody had put some clear gloss over it, but it must have used really cheap stuff, and it went brown on them. So you can see there, I'm going to do that now, but I'm not going to suffer you through the whole thing. I'll just let you see how quickly it does clean up. And I'm tempted, actually I might just spray some gloss on it myself. I'll just show you there. And acetone, and you can see it's pretty clean there now. But there's no point in filming this because that's all I'm going to be doing for the next hour, I think. Probably just cleaning up this mess because it's gone really yellow. Alright, so I'll come back to you when that's done. There you go. You can see that it's down to sort of a nicer colour now. Just to compare it. There's where it was with the neck, with that sort of stained. Well, I don't think it was stained. There's something sad wrong with the gloss finish on it, so it took me ages, lots of acetone, and I think I'm going to have to put a clear coat gloss on that because that's just plain now. Alright, but that's it. My electricity went off there for a split second, so I'm expecting it to go off again because it's a little bit windy, and we had severe winds last week, and we lost the electricity, so maybe it's not quite as fixed as what they thought it was. Well, there you are. It's all completely rewired. I had to replace the the switch, it was faulty, and I had to rewire everything. I used up some old wire of mine, but I've tested it and it's working. So I'm going to stick it in there and not bore you with me screwing it in there, but I'll come back to you. Okay. So I closed it up and I had to open it up all again because this, you see this little, there's the slightest movement in it, and that means that the trace between there and the pot is loose and disconnected. Let me just show you. So I have to replace that pot. After closing it up and getting it all working, it started to buzz because when it disconnects, that's the main, is that the main feed? Yeah, that's the main feed. So when it's loose, nothing happens. So I'll replace that. Okay, that's it put together with the new pot on it and everything. Now we just have to do all the rest, which is quite a bit of a job as well. Okay, this is, the buzzing you hear in the background is the acoustic cleaner cleaning up all the metalwork. And this is the neck. The neck looks much better than it did. I decided that I'm not going to put a coat of spray on it because it had been done in some sort of semi-gloss, and really I don't have time to do that. I do see a couple of little bits here that I'm going to have to touch up again, but it's all about this part of the neck now because you can see how crappy it is. So while the acoustic cleaner is doing its job, I'm going to work on the neck. Alright? Georgie girl's in my arms again. I've changed the lighting color and I think it looks like it's too bright, but I don't know. Let's have a look at the back and see if that, will I see what I need to see on these things on the camera for the people. Generally speaking, I don't like doing the necks off the guitar because the guitar holds it much better, and you can get the action size and stuff like that. Now the way I put it on, it's not meant for fretboards, but I use it for fretboards. And Ben from Crimson Guitars doesn't say you don't use it on fretboards, but the way I put it on is I put it on fairly, just the way Ben does it for ordinary wood. I put it on fairly thick on the frets, and then I'll come back in 3 or 4 minutes once it's sunk in and done all the thing and polish it all off, right? Which is what you're supposed to do. Try to get as much of it off as you can once you finish polishing it. At the moment I'm putting on the heavy coat. Okay, so when I've done this, I'll come back to you and I'll show you what I do next, which will be taking off the heavy coat with a very firm polish, and then I'll be putting another coat on, and then I'll take that off. Right, but that neck looks good, doesn't it? Tell me it looks good. Tell me, love. Tell me it looks good, doesn't it? Neck frets look good. Okay. What you are seeing is the top of my ultrasonic cleaner, and it's very, very warm water in it. Let's hope the steam doesn't come up and fog the lens. But there you go. Hopefully you'll see all that. What you see is little bits of white paper. That's the white paper that was on the edge. Oh, it came off the end as well. Can you see that? The steel thing came off the end. I can't see. Yes, you can. That can go back on again. And that one came off too. And look how clean that has come out. Okay, that come out nice and clean. It's quite hot. Stop it, Austin. Stop it like love. That's it, thank you. It's quite hot. You can go over there. And that gives me an opportunity to oil in there. That's a good thing. There you go, that's all that's left in it. Just the steel plugs for the end of the tuners and a couple of screws and a couple of the locking nuts cleaned up. So there you go, that can go away, and then I'm gonna probably stick these into the same container. So there you go, and this is some urine I'm going to put on it. WD-40 actually. Right. WD-40. And where did that go? Where did you go? Oh, there you go, there. WD-40 all around it. Okay, there you go. That's everything sitting there to dry, and I'll come back to you when it's all cooled off and dry, and I might even do some more tomorrow because I'm tired tonight. How do I get the switch off? My hand's got covered in WD-40 up there. Oh. Now, if you remember, the wood here is cracked, so the stud that goes in there moves about, which means the Seymour Duncan doesn't work properly. Now my cunning plan is to put a strip, see the way the wood there, large chunk, so there's no problem there. I'm going to put another large chunk of wood there, from there to there, and seal it in there. Okay? Now that's my cunning plan, except we have a problem. That's where the truss, that's where the trem arm goes. So I can think of no other way to fix this than to do away with the trem arm, because I think the trem's not as important as getting this steady. So the only other way to do it is take out that whole piece of wood there, put in a brand new piece. I don't have the tools to do that. So I'm going to remove the trem arm, and I'm going to put a new piece of wood in there. Something hard. Got Georgie girl in my arms. There's her little tail. She wants to be in my arms, so she gets to be in my arms. I've marked out where I can put the wood from there to there, right? Okay, it's shaped, and I'm going to tap it in now, and I'll have to do some shaping. To put some epoxy in there, I think, and probably what I'll do is I'll throw some wood glue in there, some epoxy, maybe no, wood glue would stick it better, and then I'll throw some sawdust and wood glue in there before I put the dowel in. Forgot to press the button. I actually filled it up with wood filler, and then I hammered that in, and the wood filler would go into the cracks on each side, and that will give me the strength. Stupid for me not pressing the button, but there you go. Well, I stuck the neck back on. Still more work to do to it, but I'm going to do a little bit to the body now, because I put this on and I filled in there with wood filler just to fill in the cracks, and it's holding quite well. These hammered in well as well, and then the next stage will be to put that in. But I think from an attraction point of view, I'm going to paint this matte black inside. Anyway, not quite a lot of excitement in this one, because all I'm going to do is stick these on and put the covers on them, and that's going to be it. I'm not going to put that on yet, because I want to make sure the neck, when the strings are on, is as straight as I can get it with a slight underbow, and that's it for the moment. And there you go, it's sitting nice and pretty there, and I'm going to put this on now. Right, that's it sitting in place. It's not where I want it yet, but there's a lot of setup to be done with that. I may put a block in there to keep it steady so that it's not pulled too far forward. I have the strings really tense, so it is tight, but I may have to put a block in there. This is fighting me all the way. I changed the jack socket from the old one because the jack wasn't going in properly. But I have since discovered that even changing it, the jack doesn't go in properly. And if you see, there's two holes in there. One that goes the whole way down, right into there. Can you see that? No, you can't. You can't see it right in there. And then there's another hole that's only been drilled a little bit to the way. So the jack socket's not going down as far as it needs to go. So I have to unsolder this again for the third time and re-drill that hole out. So that may mean that I need to take off the jack plate here again, because I might not get these screws out again if I drill down in again. There you are. I managed to drill down past the ledge and created an opening, and it now fits in properly, and the jack plug goes in and out properly. So I'll stick this on. I'll come back to you when I hit my next problem. I told you this guitar is fighting me. Amplifier's on, you can hear it buzzing. It's Something's wrong in there. Yeah, something's wrong in there. So I'll have to find out what's shorting out there. So to get the electrics off, I had to remove the neck because it would be easier. And then I picked myself in the finger and I'm bleeding because I didn't want to take the strings off. So I thought taking the neck off would be better, but I punctured myself on the end of the string. Dope. So now we got to figure out what's happening here. Loose. Do you know what could be? I could have the yes, I used an earth wire color to go to the jack, so that should be going to the, so it's reversed there. I need to reverse that. Yes, I'm an idiot. You hear it? That's the amp buzzing with no, and then when you plug it in, dead silence, and we have noise as well. I'm an idiot! Alright, back later. Right, I had to do a few little things. It's all back together again, but it took the opportunity to pull out those rings and clean them, put the back on. I'm going to do something with that, I don't know yet. But I also have a little problem with the head there. Can you see the difference? Can you see the problem there? Eh? Let me show you what it is. They're all pretty straight there except for that last one. That last one is twisted. So whoever put it on has screwed the screw in the wrong place. So I'm going to take it off, fill up the hole and put it back on slightly straighter. Just a quickie, I see that one has also got slightly off. So I straightened that one. You can see, if you can see the mark there, how much I've straightened it. Filled it in with a little bit of toothpick, moved it, and then put a new screw in because the other screw was screwed. Ha! So I'm going to do the same for this one. That's better. They're all a little bit skew-if, but I'm not going to go through the whole thing again. I got a feeling this was a Friday night guitar. Everybody's rushing to get home, and they did this guitar as a Friday night one. So that's all I'm going to do to the back of it now. Maybe tidy it up just before it goes out. Now to get to the front of it and get it up to tune and get everything working the way it should be. And check the neck again. It's going to be a nice guitar to play, but it certainly ruined it the way they put that stuff on it. Okay, tightened up that bolt. There was some rust on that I didn't spot, both the bolts, so I've used a wire brush and cleaned that off. So both of these are working now. Now I'm going to bring it up to tune. Let's check this intonation again. Georgia girl. Slightly sharp. Better. Still it's a bit sharp. Georgia girl's biting my sleeve. That's sharp. So that's going to have to go back further, and so's the B. Georgia girl, do you want up again? Come on, how many times? Every time I start talking to the camera. Very badly set up guitar, but then it was messed about with a lot. You'll read somewhere that this should be 3mm and that should be 2mm and that should be 3mm, blah de blah de blah. It's whatever you like it to be. If it feels good for you, then it's in the right place. Right, I'm going to get this really up to tune and play a couple of tunes on it. And I can use these now. Oh, one little more thing to do is this. Yeah, is this, put the locking nut and this up here. Right, okay. Forgot about that. I'm ready to throw it off the bench. It's been such a it's been fighting me the whole way. Put it like that. Fight, 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 fight the whole way. So hopefully this side by side will let you see the guitar compared to the original video that I showed you. As you can see, it's not perfect, but it's looking very good. And it's a lot better than when it came first into the place. So I'm going to tune it and play a couple of tunes on it. And Georgia girl's going to just stick her nose in, aren't you, Georgia girl? Your audience is awaiting your comments. Yes, you. Well, here we go. It's looking good. I think it's looking pretty good. I think it's an Ibanez, but it might have been a Friday night model. But it's a good looking guitar, and it plays really well. It's sounding good. Nice, good volumes. As you know, I always keep my amplifier volume at half. Everything's set to half. But as you can see, this is a nice sounding guitar. Put it to the back pickup. And the middle pickup. Just this one on its own. I got to use that for strumming. But it's got some great sounds to it. Well, not much more I can say about it. It's no longer a trem, but it's got the little tuners, which is nice, and that's all been set up, and everything's lovely. So let's just play my favorite chord progression. That's the front. This is the back. Okay. This guitar fought me, but I won. I won. Nice guitar. Nice guitar. All right. Say goodbye to it. Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.